Good evening and welcome to the Triangle Aquatic Center for the 31st Annual YOTA Arena Capital Classic Day 2 Finals. TAC would like to wish all the athletes here today the best of luck in their races. We have a few announcements to all of our parents and spectators. Flash photography is prohibited during the event as it can be mistaken for the start signal at the beginning of the race. If you are planning on taking pictures with your phone or camera, please take it out and turn your flash off now. The City of Cary's Fire Code asks that no spectator in the stadium sit or stand in the staircases while watching the event. Please film and cheer your swimmer on from the seating areas only. If you are found watching from the stairways, you will be asked to return your seat, even if it is in the middle of the race. We ask those of you sitting in the first few rows of the stadium, please remain seated during the races so that those behind you have an equal chance to view the action. We thank you of your respect of those around you. At this time, we invite all of you to rise if you are able. Gentlemen, remove your covers and join us as we celebrate America with the playing of our national anthem.
Swimming in lane 1, Clemmy Pace tied. Lane 2, Lily Drunkmiller Braze. Lane 3, Julia Corba Braze. Lane 4, Brower Webb Lynchburg. Lane 5, Peyton Kazi YOTA. Lane 6, Lily Sturk Cavalier. Lane 7, Katie Wilson YOTA. And lane 8, Elena Kehoe YOTA. And that's Julia out to an early lead, 28-4 in the fly. She's taking it out. And that's Bryton Webb from Lynchburg opening up a big lead. Everyone in this heat is 14, 13 or 14. And turning for home, that's Bryton. She has got a shot here of making her Y National cut. She can come home in 30 seconds. It's going to be close. Cheer her on. Great swims all the way around.
Swimming lane 1, Ava Shotbell of Lynchburg. Lane 2, Madeline Blau. Lane 3, Belle Colatis of the Rays. Lane 4, Lily Bohannon of York. Lane 5, Aubrey Mitchell with YOTA. Lane 6, Ava Beekman with Tide. Lane 7, Winifred Stewart with YOTA. And lane 8, Allie Parker with York. Off the first touch, in lane 5, Aubrey with a 26.99 for the first split. Behind her in second is 27.46, Belle Colatis. Aubrey still ahead at the 100 mark, 1 minute and 48 seconds. The YNAT standard for this event is 2:10.59. Keeping this pace could land her that spot. Tied at the wall is lane 3, Belle Colatis, neck and neck. A tight race from lane 5, 4, and 3. Lane 1 with Ava Shotbell catching up a little bit to the pack. Aubrey in a clear first with 1:39.61. A clear shot for the YNAT standard. Let her hear you.
The top 3 in the middle of the pool have a shot at getting their Y National time standard. Get them home. There's one new time standard.
In lane 1, Margot Ritchie. Lane 2, Bella Stewart with Spartan. Lane 3, Ann Scherer. Lane 4, Claire Strassheim. Lane 5, Lucy Nicholson. Lane 6, Alliston Stalford. Lane 7, Sophie Perry. And lane 8, Madison Upton, who is currently in first with a first touch of 26.80. Second place currently, lane 4, 26.74 off the wall. Coming down the final stretch, lane 6, Allison Stalford. Also in lane 3 and lane 4, watch the board. Yes, lane 6 with a 2:07.86. That is a Wynette standard cut. Congratulations, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the A finalists of the 13 and over 200-yard IM. In lane 1, Aveline Walsh with York. Lane 2, Izzy Pfeiffer with York. Lane 3, Tiffany Folcomer with York. Lane 4, Molly Yacovillo with York. Lane 5, Layla Welch. Lane 6, Anna Catherine Gill. Lane 7, Carolyn Byers. And lane 8, Emily Meyer. Mr. Referee, this is your championship final of the girls 13 and over 200-yard individual medley. Coming off the butterfly, the first touch, Molly Yacovillo with York at a 28.68. Trailing right behind her from Greensboro, Anna Catherine Gill with the 26.84. Still a close race. Turning in from the backstroke, lane 4, 57.70, Molly. In lane 1, Aveline Walsh with an 58.51. And in lane 6, Anna Catherine Gill, 58.63. Going on the turn end now from the breaststroke. We still have a clear lead from lane 4. Lane 4, Molly hitting the 133.26. Lane 6, a 136.18. A harsh battle for second. To 10:59 is our Wynat standard. And everyone's got a shot at it. Lane 4, 2:02.65, Molly Yacoviello. Congratulations, ladies. All Wynat cuts. This event 304, the boys 13 and over 200-yard individual medley, the D final.
Swimming in lane 1 is Michael Morgan, TCY. Lane 2, Elijah Austria from Greensboro. Parker Hightower in 3 from Rays. Henry Smith from Cavalier in 4. Broderick Nelson from Lynchburg in 5. And in lane 6, Marshall Hinckley from Tri River. Lane 7, Charlie Brown from York. And lane 8, Brody Wall, Lynchburg. And your early leader is Henry Smith from Cavalier. And it's still Henry Smith with a commanding lead. He can get under 2 minutes with a great freestyle leg and should. And here comes Henry Smith in under the flags. He could get his Y National time standard, and does. And finishing strong in lane 3, Parker Hightower. This is heat 2. Swimming in lane 1, Shane Kehoe, YOTA. Lane 2, Avery Mitchum, Greensboro. Lane 3, Max Tucker, Spartanburg. Lane 4, George Zhu, Lynchburg. Lane 5, Kanan Helmsick, York. 6, Henry Patterson, York. 7, Cameron Morris, YOTA. And 8, David Solomon, YOTA. And Caden out to the early lead from York, followed closely by David Solomon in 8. And open up and lead in lane 2. That's Avery Mitchum from Greensboro. Now the breaststrokers are taking over the field. It's anybody's race at this point. And lane 3, Max touching first, Henry second. A plethora of them have an opportunity of getting their Y National time standard. They just need to get home in 27 seconds.
The 0.2 of a second between the second and fifth place. Coming up here to the wall. Who's going to get it?
Nicely done, gentlemen. 2 new Y National time standards.
This is Heat 3, your B final.
Swimming in lane 1, Hudson Rice, Lynchburg. Lane 2, Luke Goldstein, Greensboro. Lane 3, Finn McEnroe, Spartanburg. Lane 4, Sean Ditweiler, Chambersburg. Lane 5, Luke Hotel, Lynchburg. 6, Owen Coultry, Cavalier. 7, Brady Sora, Cavalier. And lane 8, Max Kelty, Hickory. And that's Luke from Greensboro with the early lead, taking it out real fast. We have a tight race coming in under the flags in lane 2. That's still Luke. He's going to touch first. Well under pace to get their time standards. And it's still Luke going to come in. Looks like he's going to touch first. It is. Well done, gentlemen.
Help us welcome the boys 13 over A finalists for the 200-yard individual medley. In lane 1, Cooper Weiss from YOTA. Lane 2, Eli Edmondson, also from YOTA. Lane 3 from York, Roman Torres. And lane 4 from York, Caden Feda. Lane 5 from YOTA, Ryan Sutherland. And in lane 6, Max Schoenfelder with Lynchburg. In lane 7 with the Rays, Adrian Paderes Carrillo. And in lane 8, Benjo LaJoy. Referee. This is your championship final of the boys 13 and over 200-yard individual medley.
And in lane 3, Roman from York going to take the early lead. Roman still commanding the lead here as he's working his backstroke. Followed closely by his teammate Caden and Ryan in lane 5. Let's see who the breaststrokers are. And it is still Roman and Caden. Ryan making a strong move.
Teammates making it hard for each other coming into this last lap. Y National Standard is 1 minute, 57 seconds, and 79. Last stretch here. All these boys have a great shot here. Coming to the wall. First place, lane 4, Caden Feda with a 150.77. Right behind him, Roman Torres with a 150.84. And third place, lane 6, Max Schoenfelder, 154.50. Help me welcome event 305, the girls 12 and under 200-yard individual medley.
Come on, let's make some noise. Get those hands together.
In lane 1, we have Claire Shives with York. Lane 2, Ellery Hayes. In lane 3, we have Lily Dorito, and in lane 4, Hadley Ziegler, both from York. Lane 5, Avery Savage with the Rays. Lane 6, Kaslin Karachet with York. Lane 7 with Rays, Gwen Tanis. And lane 8 with YOTA, Juliet Christopherson. Mr. Referee. This is your championship final.
And we got teammates from York setting the early pace. Lanes 3 and 4, Lily and Hadley.
Less than a second behind them in lane 5 and in lane 7 from Rays, Gwen Tanis and Avery Savage.
And it's still Lily setting the pace, followed closely by her teammate Hadley. This is where the breaststrokers shine. Hadley starting to creep up a little bit on Lily, but Lily doing a good job holding her off. And Lily coming home. What a great swim there for Lily. 11-second time drop from this morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the boys 12 and under 200-yard individual medley. A finalist, the fastest seed from time finals that didn't swim this morning. In lane 1, we have Valley Dinev with Rays. Lane 2, Nathan Nugan. Lane 3, River Straight. Lane 4, we have William Litton. In lane 5, William Netherton with Greensboro. Lane 6, Holden Caruthers with Tide. Lane 7, Charlie Lee with Tide. And lane 8, also with Tide, Chase Galloway. Mr. Referee. This is your A final.
And that's William from Greensboro with the early lead. And we got William and William going at it in the middle of the pool. And that's William Litton from Cavalier touching first. And William from Greensboro coming on strong, making a strong push. And it's lane 4, followed by lane 5. Well done, gentlemen.
Third place, Valley Dinev in lane 1 with the Rays.
This is event 307, 13 and over girls 50-yard freestyle. Swimming in lane 1 is Audrey from Chambersburg. Lane 2, Skylar Tide. Lane 3, Eva from Virginia. Lane 4, Sadie York. Lane 5, Sophie Cavalier. Melanie Tide. 6, Grace York. and Emma YOTA. It's anybody's race, but it's looking like in lane 2's breaking 25 seconds is Skylar.
This is your C final.
And it's Luca from YOTA in lane 1, Caitlin Greensboro in 2, Jillian from Virginia in 3, Ruby Lynchburg 4, Bree York 5, Sophie 6, YOTA Avery Tribe in 7, and Reese Cavalier in 8.
A close race here to the wall. And it's lane 2, Caitlin Henderson with the 24:58. Lane 8 with the 24:61, Reese McArdle, both Y National cuts. And in lane 1, Luca Pyrone for 3rd. This is our B final.
And in lane 1 is Ainley Spartanburg. Bell in lane 2, Ray's Claire. FCY in 3, Isabella Spartanburg 4, Claire Cavalier. Madslyn Greensboro 7, Gracie Greensboro, and 8, Morgan Hickory.
To the far sides, it's lane 7, Gracie Hunt of Greensboro, the 24:08. A great Y National cut for so many of our ladies. Great race. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the A finalists of the girls 13 and over 50-yard freestyle.
This is the Splash and Dash final.
In lane 1, Sophia Bellissimo from Lowe's YMCA. Lane 2, Amelia Betancourt, Lowe's. Sorry, wrong race. Lane 1, Campbell Lang from YOTA. Lane 2, Alyssa Claiborne from Loyola. Lowe's. Lane 3, Ava Hayes from Rays. Lane 4, Sarah Wall with gold. Kayla Hinson with York in lane 5, and Lily Phillips in lane 6 from Cavalier Aquatics. Diana Ismailov with Cavalier Aquatics in 7, and Molly Yacoviero in lane 8 with York. Madame Referee. This is your championship final.
It's anybody's race out there in the middle of the pool. The early lead looking like lane 5, but lane 2 coming on to the finish, and it is Alyssa Claiborne first, Kaylee from York second, and third Lily from Cavalier. All Y National time standards, well under. This is boys 13 and over. 50-yard freestyle. This is the D final. Lane 1, PK York 2, Ty York, Brody Lynchburg 3, Jonathan Greensboro 4, Zach Cavalier 5, Gabriel 6, Spy, Adam Lynchburg 7, and Jude from Tide in lane 8.
4, 5, and 6 coming to the wall. It's going to be lane
Oh,
4.
we got two Y National time standards. Congratulations, gentlemen. C final. And in lane 1, Cole Lynchburg. Lane 2, Jake Cavalier. Lane 3, Brendan. Lane 4, Virginia Joe. Lane 5, Cavalier Charlie. Lane 6, Spartanburg Quinn. Lane 7, Greensboro Anderson. Lane 8, Virginia Carter. There we go. Some more celebration. 5 more Y National time standards.
This is your B final.
And in lane 1, Connor from Virginia. 2, Griffin Spartanburg. 3, Richard Cavalier. 4, Cooper Weiss YOTA. 5, Tate Rays. 6, Christian Chambersburg. 7, Luke Greensboro. 8, Duckland Lynchburg. And it's Richard lane 2, Cavalier. All Y National time standards.
Help me welcome the boys 13 and over 50-yard freestyle A finalists.
The splash and dash for the gentlemen.
In lane 1, Chase Easton, Cavalier Aquatics. Lane 2 from Lynchburg, Graham Woodruff. In lane 3, Wade Chandy. In lane 4, Dominic Impens from Rays. Lane 5 from York, Roman Torres. Lane 6 from Rays, Turner Wind. Lane 7, Amir Tasker. And in lane 8 from YOTA, Andy Barger. Madam Referee. This is your championship final.
And it's looking like the middle of the pool going to flip first in lane 5. Some really good underwaters there in lane 5. Coming on strong in lane 4. And it's going to be Dominic from Rays.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome event 309, the girls 12 and under, 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1, Elise Gilliard with lane 2, Liz Hill, Greensboro. In lane 3 with Weibach, Ashlyn Feely. Lane 4, CAY is Anna Nold. Lane 5 is Gracie Ziegler with York. Lane 6, TCY, Cameron Milk. Lane 7, RMY, Simmons Gross. And in lane 8 from CAY, Karis Murray. Madam Referee. This is your A final.
And with a great start there in lane 4 from Cavalier is Anna. She's going to flip first. And bringing it home. Going to be close. Well done, ladies.
Help me welcome the boys. Event 310, 12 and under, 50-yard freestyle. In lane 1 with Tide, Dylan Keys. In lane 2, Easton Drost. In lane 3, Grant Bishop with Wybach. In lane 4, Michael Rose LeBron. Lane 5 with Greensboro, William Netherton. Lane 6 of YOTA, Michael White. Lane 7, Santi Gonzalez Medina. And in lane 8 with YOTA, Chance Harper. Madam Referee. This is your A final of event 310, boys 12 and under, 50-yard freestyle.
Great start there from the Wybach swimmer in lane 3. Coming on strong there in lane 5 from Greensboro's William. Gonna be close to the wall. And it is William. Followed by Grant.
This is event 311. The girls 13 and over 200-yard breaststroke. D final. In lane 1, Leela Klutz with Sparta Aquatics. Lane 2, Sadie Nehas with York. Lane 3, Sophie Wang. Lane 4, Laura Solomon. Lane 5, Zoe Walker with Sparta Aquatics. Lane 6, Alyssa Detweiler. Lane 7 with YOTA, Michaela Kao. And in lane 8, Emily Wells.
At the 50, we have a tie for first, 34-87. That's Zoe Walker of Sparta Aquatics and Alyssa Detweiler of Chambersburg.
Just less than a tenth of a second behind in lane 4 was Laura Solomon. A tight race for first still. In a touch for the wall at the 100 mark. A tie again for first place, lane 4 and 5. Laura Solomon and Zoe Walker head to head.
Laura Solomon and Zoe Walker were separated by less than a tenth of a second this morning. Looks like we're about to see the same. Looks like Zoe Walker is pulling out to the lead with 50 yards to go. She splits a 39.57, followed closely by Laura Solomon, 40.21. Little over a half-second difference going into the final 50.
A battle for third also happening in lane 6 and 8. Less than .09 of a second between them.
And with a phenomenal second 100, your winner of the D final is going to be lane number 5, Zoe Walker from Y Sparta Aquatics. She goes a 2:32.53. That's a 2.5 second drop from the morning. Second, Laura Solomon of YOTA. And third goes to Emily Wells of Cavalier Aquatics.
This is your C final. In lane 1, Elena Ward with Virginia. Lane 2, Zoe Hill with York. Lane 3, Sage Howards with Tide. Lane 4, Elizabeth Swafford with YOTA. Lane 5, Tiffany Folkhomer with York. Lane 6, Taylor Hinshaw with Tide. Lane 7, Adela Brainerd with Bibe. And lane 8 in Rays is Sophie Walker. Coming here for the first 50, lane 3 and lane 1. Very close race, 32.15 for Elena Ward.
Got a little bit of outside smoke in the first 100 of Elena Ward for YMCA Virginia Blue Ridge. At the 100, it's her and Sage Howards of Tide. Ward down to 108.99. Howard's down to 110.05. Third is lane 2, Zoe Hill, the York YMCA, 111.93.
Y national standard for this race is 2 minutes 27.99. 2 or 3 still on pace to make that cut. Depends on how this last 100 goes.
.50 yards to go. It's still lane 1, Elena Ward, 38.06. This morning she was a 2:34. She's going to crush that time. 2:27.99 is the Y national standard. Lanes 1 and 3 have a real good shot. $2:27.99 is the time to go. Your winner of the C final will be lane number 1, Elena Ward, Virginia Blue Ridge. Second place, lane 3, Sage Howards, both under the YMCA National Qualifying Standard.
This is your B final. In lane 1, Ali Bengard with Sparta Aquatics. Lane 2, Lily Bohannon with York. Lane 3, Caroline Barcia. Lane 4, Brodden Webb with Lynchburg. Lane 5, Lila Hadley with Rays. Lane 6, Anna Catherine Gill with Greensboro. Lane 7, Kaylee Holler. And lane 8, YOTA, Alana Ko.
At the first 50, that's lane 5, Lila Hadley of the Rays, 31.94. Followed closely by lane 3, Caroline Barcia of Cavalier Aquatics. And lane 7 from the Lowe's YMCA, Kaylee Holler, 32.17. At the 100, we have a lead change. Lane 3, Caroline Barcia, 107.95 for Cavalier Aquatics. Lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 were under the standard this morning. And the lead changes back. That's lane 5, Lila Hadley, 37.94 on that 50. 50 yards to go. That's lane 6, Anna Catherine Gill of GCY, surging home on the last 25. Your winner of the B final is lane 6, Anna Catherine Gill of GCY. She goes 2:24.37. We have 6 swimmers in the heat under the national time standard.
Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the A finalists for the 13 and over 200-yard breaststroke. In lane 1, Jacqueline Bonavilla from Sparta Aquatics. Lane 2, Caroline Byers, Sparta Aquatics. Lane 3, Izzy Pfeiffer with York. Lane 4 from Lowe's YMCA, Sophia Bellissimo. Lane 5 from Lowe's as well, Amelia Bedencourt. Lane 6, Skylar Zulager from Tide. Lane 7, Winifred Stewart from YOTA. And lane 8 from the Cavaliers, Diana Ismailova. Mr. Referee. This is your championship final of the girls 13 and over 200-yard breaststroke.
First at the 50, that's lane number 6, 14-year-old Skylar Zulager of Tide out on a 30.76. Followed closely by lane 4, 200 behind Sophia Bellissimo of the Lowe's Y. And in third, 31.42, that's Amelia Bedencourt, also from the Lowe's Y. Coming into the 100, that's Bellissimo with the lead, 105.38. Zulager in a 105.71 is second, 106.85 third for Bedencourt. 50 yards to go. It's still Bellissimo, 140.76. Zuliger in second, 141.82. Third, Bennecourt, 143.24. The 13-14 meet record from 2012 is a 2:18.26. Skylar Zuliger can break that meet record. Zuliger closing hard. And your winner, your championship final will be Skylar Zuliger of Tide. She goes 2:17.81. That is a new 13-14 Capital Classic meet record for Skylar Zuliger.
This is event 312, the boys 13 and over, 200-yard breaststroke, your D final. In lane 1, James Creel from YOTA. Lane 2, Caleb Wu from Lynchburg. Lane 3, Tyler Kerrigan with the Cavaliers. Lane 4, Marshall Hinckley with Tri. Lane 5 of Rays, Parker Hightower. Lane 6 with Lynchburg, Broderick Nelson. Lane 7 with Cavaliers, Keegan Mejias. And lane 8 with Lynchburg Aquatics, Mitchell Rogers.
At the 50, it's lane 4, Marshall Hinckley, followed by Parker Hightower, and out in lane 7 and third, Keegan Mijas of Cavalier. At the 100, it's still Hinckley, 104.79, followed by Hightower, and Mijas still in third. The YMCA National Qualifying Standard is a 212.69. Hinckley this morning was a 215.03. He needs 2.5 seconds to get under that time standard. .50 yards to go. It's still Hinckley in first. 139.36. 34.57 on that 50. And your winner, your D final, that's Marshall Hinckley of Twin Rivers. He goes at 2:13.60. Second, from Upper Palmetto, Parker Hightower, 2:17.66. And in third, lane 3, that's Tyler Kerrigan of Cavalier. This is your C final, Mr. Referee. In lane 1 from Sparta Aquatics, Griffin Fisher. Lane 2 from Upper Palmetto, Carson Wolf. In lane 3 from York, Alan Wu. Lane 4, Tide, Carter Patterson. Lane 5, Ethan White, Chambersburg. 6, Declan Stevenson from Lynchburg. Lane 7, Chase Davidson of Cavalier. And lane 8, Nicholas Clauditz, Sparta Aquatics. 7 of the 8 swimmers under 30 seconds at the first 50. YMCA National Qualifying Standard is a 212.69. 7 of the 8 swimmers in this heat did not achieve that time this morning. Let's see if any of them can get it tonight. At the 100, lanes 3 and 7 separated by 0.15 of a second, 102.55, 102.70. $50 yards to go. That's lane 3, Alan Wu of York, 33.93. One of 2 swimmers under 34 seconds on that 50. We're looking for a 2:12.69. Lane number 8 joins the party. Winner of your C final is going to be lane number 8. Nicholas Kluditz of Spartanburg. 5 swimmers under the time standard. This is your consolation final, Mr. Referee. Lane 1, Bradley Sawyer, Cavalier. Lane 2, Owen Cullity, Cavalier. 3, Luke Hoddle, Lynchburg. 4, Beckett Jones, Upper Palmetto. 5, Shane Keogh, YOTA. 6, Gabe Devisa, YOTA. 7, Finn McEnroe, Spartaquatics. 8, Will Lancaster, Spartaquatics. First of the 50 is Beckett Jones of Upper Palmetto, 28.48. One of 2 swimmers under 29 seconds at the first 50. Will Lancaster in lane 8 being the second. At the 100, Beckett Jones of Upper Palmetto, 1:00.33. Followed closely by Shane Keogh of YOTA, and in lane 1, Bradley Sawyer of Cavalier. $50 yards to go. It's still Jones and Keogh, 132.79, 133.31. $25 yards to go. Jones and Keogh turn together. Lane 4, lane 5, your winner, your B final. Lane 5 by 1/100th of a second. Shane Keogh, 2:05.32. Beckett Jones, 2:05.33. Let's put your hands together for our boys, 13 and over, championship final. This is your championship final. Lane number 1 from Upper Palmetto, Adrian Paredes Carrillo. In lane 2, also from Upper Palmetto, Dominic Impens. Lane 3 from York, Nick Snyder. In lane 4, your top qualifier from Rocky Mount, Seth Morgan. In lane 5, from YOTA, Evan Hepburn. In lane 6, from York, William Reese. In lane 7, from Y Sport Aquatics, Owen Harmon. Lane 8, from Lynchburg, Max Schofelder. This is your championship final, Mr. Referee. If you were here last night, you saw Seth Morgan and Evan Hepburn battle in the 100 breaststroke. Let's see how they both fare in the 200. 0.05 of a second apart at the 50. 27.07 for Morgan, 27.12 for Hepburn. At the 100, 0.1 of a second apart. 57.30 for Morgan, 57.42 for Hepburn. Both are on pace to break 2 minutes. The meet record is a 158.43. Morgan and Hepburn have separated themselves. It's a 2-horse race now. Morgan with the slight advantage, 128.13 to 128.50 for Hepburn. 50 yards to go. And it's Seth Morgan. 158.43 is the meet record from 2010. Morgan goes 158.99. Under 2 minutes. Second place, 201.00 for Evan Hepburn. And in third place, lane 7, 203.77. That's Owen Harmon of Y Sport Aquatics. Let's put our hands together for our girls, 12 and under, 50-yard butterfly. In lane 1, Gracie Ziegler of York. Lane 2, from TCY, Cameron Melky. Lane 3, from York, Hadley Ziegler. Your top qualifier in lane number 4, also from York, Lily Dirito. Lane 5 from Cavalier, Anna Noldi. Lane 6 from Upper Palmetto, Gwen Tannis. Lane 7 from Cavalier, Addison Maynard. And in lane 8 from Greensboro, Lucy Crutchfield. This is your championship final. Madam Referee. "50 yards of butterfly, down and back." Lane 4 surges out front at the flags, and it will be Lane 4, Lily Dorito, 27-14. That is a new Capital Classic meet record. Let's put our hands together for our boys, 12 and under, 50-yard butterfly. In lane number 1 from Chambersburg, Micah Ritchie. Lane 2 from Cavalier, Luca Minuatella. Lane 3 from Tide, Dylan Keys. Lane 4, your top qualifier from SVY, Michael Rosa Lebron. Lane 5 from Greensboro, William Netherton. Lane 6 from SVY, Santi Gonzalez Medina. Lane 7 from Upper Palmetto, Loudon Palmer. And in lane 8 from YCSC, that's Michael Bonavilla. This is your championship final. Madam Referee.
In lane 4, Michael Rosa Lebron swam a 28:13 this morning. Let's see if he can pick up from that.
Looks to be lane number 5, William Netherton of Greensboro. He gets his hand on the wall first, 27.77. A tenth quicker than Dylan Keys of Tide. And in third place, that's lane 4, Michael Rosa from SVY. Next event is event number 317, girls 13 and over, 100-yard backstroke. This is your D final. Madam Referee. Lane 1, Rosales from Sparta Aquatics. 2 from Greensboro, Sadie Ross. 3 from Lynchburg, Taylor Woodruff. Lane 4, Upper Palmetto, Lily Drunkmiller. Lane 5 from YOTA, Campbell Lang. 6, Chambersburg, Audrey Keller. 7, Cavalier, Laney Keller. And 8, York Bryn Rosenbach. At the 50, that's lane number 5, Campbell Lang, 28.85. She was a 101.22 this morning. Let's see if she can get under 1 minute for the first time. The YMCA National Qualifying Standard is a 59.49. And your winner of the D final is Campbell Lang, 59.79, also getting under a minute. Lane 3, Taylor Woodruff of Lynchburg. This is your C final, Madam Referee. In lane 1 from YOTA, Haley Houtz. Lane 2, Lowe's, Amelia Benencourt. Lane 3, Greensboro, Amelia Wolf. Lane 4, Sydney Hudlick, YOTA. Lane 5, Bella Stewart, Spartaquatics. Lane 7, Jacqueline Bonavilla, YCSC. Lane 8, Kala Hoffman, Chambersburg. At the 50, that's lane 3, Amelia Wolf, 28.49 of Greensboro, 6/100ths ahead of Bella Stewart from Spartaquatics. 59.49 is the Y National Standard. All 7 of these ladies were over 1 minute this morning. Can any of them get under? Your winner will be lane 6, Bella Stewart of Spartanburg, 58.42. Amelia Wolf of Greensboro and Amelia Benencourt of Lowe's, also under the Y National Standard. This is your consolation final, Madam Referee. Lane 1 from Upper Palmetto, Kenna Zimmerly. Lane 2 from Tide, Reese Patterson. Lane 3 from Western North Carolina, Taylor Goodwin. Lane 4 from Cavalier, Ann Scherer. Lane 5 from Tide, Eva Beekman. Lane 6 from Central Maryland, Messina Barbe. Lane 7 from Greensboro, Gracie Hunt. Lane 8 from Spartanburg, Marjika Ashworth. At the 50, 27.71. That's Kenna Zimmerly of Upper Palmetto. Only one under 28 seconds. Can she hold off the field on the back half? Your winner of the B final will be lane number 1, 57.45 from Kenna Zimmerly of the Rays, followed by Ann Scherer of Cavalier, 58.67, and in third, Gracie Hunt of Greensboro. Let's put our hands together for our championship final. In lane number 1 from Cavalier, Lily Phillips. In lane 2 from Chambersburg, Margot Ritchie. Lane 3 from Cavalier, Emily Meyer. In lane 4, your top qualifier from the Lowe's YMCA, Alyssa Claiborne. In lane 5 from York, Allison Stallfort. In lane 6, also from York, Kalia Hinson. In lane 7, from Spartaquatics, Tegan McEnroe. And in lane 8, also from Spartaquatics, Isabella Sarvis. This is your championship final. Madam Referee. Alyssa Claiborne comes in with a seed time of 53.46. That is currently under the meet record. She is out 25.66. Only swimmer under 26 seconds. The meet record is 53.77.
That first split is a second faster than what she swam this morning for the first split at 26.74. On pace to go past her seat time and break a new personal record.
And your winner of the championship final will be Alyssa Claiborne. She goes 53.61. That is a new Capital Classic meet record. Up next is event number 318, boys 13 and over, 100-yard backstroke. This is your D final. Madam Referee. In lane 1 from TCY, Michael Mogan. Lane 2, Spartaquatics, T.O. Rowan. Lane 3, Cavalier, Zach Fisher. 4, Cavalier, Eli Rutherford. Lane 5 from Burlington, Joseph Smith. Lane 6, Spartanburg, Henry Hutton. 7 from Tide, Colin Nicolay. 8, Greensboro, Roman Simmons. Out first from Burlington, Joseph Smith, 26.50. Followed by Eli Rutherford and Zach Fisher, all within a tenth of a second. Ten yards to go under the flags. Looks to be lanes 3 and 4, and your winner, your D final, will be lane 4, Eli Rutherford of Cavalier, followed by Zach Fisher of Cavalier and Joseph Smith of Burlington. This is your C final. Madam Referee. In lane 1 from Goldsboro, Zach Lawrence. Lane 2, YOTA, Jack White. 3, Upper Palmetto, Shea Brunmeyer. Lane 4 from Cavalier, Jack Suggs DeSorbo. Lane 5, YOTA, Ben LaJoy. 6, SVY, Beckham Touchberry. 7, Lynchburg, Davis Hoddle. 8, Lynchburg, George Zhu. First, that's going to be Beckham Touchberry of SVY, 25-25. Him and Ben LaJoy of YOTA in lane 5 are the only ones under 26, also with Jack White of YOTA. The YMCA National qualifying standard is a 53.89. Your winner of your C finals will be lane 6, 52.62 from Beckham Touchberry of SVY, followed by Ben LaJoy of YOTA and Jack Suggs DeSorbo of Cavalier. This is your consolation final, Madam Referee. In lane 1 from Cavalier, Johnny Zevgalis. Lane 2 from Chambersburg, Christian Pong. Lane 3, Spartaquatics, Jack Bengard. 4, Chambersburg, Colin McGraw. 5, Virginia Blue Ridge, Max Mizuba. 6, York, Nick Snyder. 7, Spy, Trip Kennedy. 8, Cavalier, Jake Sims. First of the 50, 25.13 is Christian Pond of Chambersburg, followed closely by Max Mizuba of Virginia Blue Ridge. And your winner of the B final will be lane number 2, Christian Pong of Chambersburg. He goes a 52-24, followed by Jack Bengard of Sparta Aquatics and Max Mizuba, Virginia Blue Ridge. Let's put our hands together for our championship final in the men's 100-yard backstroke. In lane 1 from Cavalier, Chase Easton. In lane 2 from Tide, Zach Harada. Lane 3, York, Henry Patterson. Lane 4, your top qualifier from YOTA, Ryan Sutherland. Lane 5 from Upper Palmetto, Turner Wyand. Lane 6 from Chambersburg, Amir Tasker. Lane 7 from YOTA, Jack Gajowski. And in lane 8 from Greensboro, Avery Mitchum. This is your championship final in the boys 13 and over 100-yard backstroke. Madam referee. This morning, your top qualifier, Ryan Sutherland, he was on a 24.01. Tonight, he's a 24.14, tenth of a second off this morning. Followed closely by Turner Wyand and Henry Patterson. "25 yards to go, that's lane 5. Turner Wyand with the underwaters. Under the flags, into the finish. Your winner, lane 5, Turner Wyand of Upper Palmetto, 50.54. Followed by Ryan Sutherland of YOTA. And in lane 6, Amir Tasker gets third place. Let's put our hands together for our girls 12 and under 100-yard backstroke AA final. Nice job, Tristan. In lane 1 from Greensboro, that's Lily Todd. In lane 2 from Upper Palmetto, Livy Thorpe. In lane 3, also from Upper Palmetto, Avery Savage. In lane 4, your top qualifier from York, Lily Dorito. In lane 5, from Cavalier, Anna Nolde. In lane 6, from Greensboro, Liz Hill. Lane 7, from Cavalier, Addison Maynard. And in lane 8, from Chambersburg, Callie Cordell. This is your championship final of the girls 12 and under 100-yard backstroke. Madam referee. We have our top 2 qualifiers separated by 4 1/100ths of a second this morning. Lily Dorito and Anna Nolde both were 103.4. Dorito was .45. Nolde was .49. At the 50, Dorito out 29-39. Second, Nolde of Cavalier. And third, Hill of Greensboro. And holding on to win the 12 and under final is lane 4, Lily Dorito 100.41. Second is Nolde of Cavalier 102.38. And third from Greensboro 104.06. That is Liz Hill. Let's put our hands together for our boys. 12 and under, 100-yard backstroke. In lane number 1, from York, David Wu. Lane 2, from Cavalier, Luca Minutella. In lane 3, from YOTA, Brady Houts. In lane 4, your top qualifier from Chambersburg, Brett Boyer. In lane 5, from Tide, Holden Carruthers. Lane 6, from YOTA, Michael White. Lane 7, from Burlington, Grant Bishop. And in lane 8, from YOTA, Chance Harper. This is your championship final. Boys, 12 and under, 100-yard backstroke. Madam Referee. Got a close race between lanes 4 and 5. That's Boyer and Carruthers. Carruthers first at the 50, 30.67. This morning he was a 31.37, about 7/10 faster. And that's Holden Carruthers extending his lead. He's going to touch first in a 102.48, followed by Brett Boyer and Brady Houts of YOTA. Next is event number 321, girls 13 and over, 500-yard freestyle. This is your D final, Mr. Referee. In lane 1, from Cavalier, Clementine Dawson. In lane 2, from Hickory, Lucy Kelty. In lane 3, from Tide, Summer Savelik. In lane 4 from Chambersburg, Kala Hoffman. In lane 5 from Spartaquatics, Zoe Walker. In lane 6 from York, Grace Brown. Lane 7 from YOTA, Diana Burke. And 8 from YCSC, Lily Moronis. All 8 of these ladies were separated by less than 6 seconds this morning. First at the 100, that's lane number 3, Summer Savelik of Tide. She's out in a 59.90, only one under 1 minute. Followed closely by lane number 4, Kala Hoffman of Chambersburg, 1:00:15. Savelik ever so slightly increases her lead. Outsplitting Hoffman by 0.3 of a second on that 50. At the halfway point, that's Summer Savelik of Tide. Little over a 1 second lead over Kala Hoffman of Chambersburg. And third, lane 2, Lucy Kelty of Hickory. Savelik still holds on to the lead, but gets outsplit by 1.1 seconds on that 50. Savelik and Hoffman still battling it out. 150 yards to go. Separated by 0.2 of a second. Both Savelik and Hoffman were 5:27 this morning. They're on pace to be well under that. 6/100ths of a second. Hoffman takes the lead from Savelik. 100 yards to go. And Hoffman is extending her lead, heading into the bell lap. 50 yards to go. About a half-second difference between lanes 3 and 4. Savelik is not going to make it easy on Hoffman. 25 yards to go in your D final. And your winner of the D final is going to be lane number 4, Kyla Hoffman. She goes 5:22.26. Second, Summer Savelic of Tide, 5:22.95. And third, for Sparta Aquatics, Zoe Walker, 5:25.24. This is your C final, Mr. Referee. In lane 1, from YOTA, Kira Schneider. Lane 2, Greensboro, Caitlin Henderson. 3, York, Lydia Williams. 4, YOTA, Peyton McNutt. 5, also from YOTA, Peyton Cossey. 6, from Sparta Aquatics, Kendall May Jan. 7, from Upper Palmetto, Riley Stevens. Lane 8, from YOTA, Alana Schneider. At the 100, it's lane number 2, Caitlin Henderson with the lead. Followed by lane 3, Lydia Williams, and lane 4, Peyton McNutt. 5 swimmers under a minute at the 100. And Peyton McNutt surges out in front of the third 50. 1:30.06. Only swimmer under 31.6. She was 31.03. At the 200, it's still lane 4, Peyton McNutt. Followed by lane 3, Lydia Williams. And in third, in a close battle for third, is lanes 5, 7, and 2. At the halfway mark, McNutt in 2:32.68, followed by Lydia Williams and Peyton Cossey. The YMCA national time standard is a 5:07.99. Lane 4, Peyton McNutt is out plenty fast to get the Y national standard. 300 yards in, it's still McNutt, followed by Williams, then Cossey. Come on, Peyton. 100 yards to go in your C final. It's still lane 4. Peyton McNutt, followed by Lydia Williams, then Peyton Cossey. Final lap for Peyton McNutt from YOTA. Not far behind are Lydia Williams and Payne Cossey. They both split 31s. McNutt with a 32.1. Can McNutt hold off the field in the C final? And your winner of the C final will be lane 4, Peyton McNutt of YOTA, 5:12:43. Second, Lydia Williams of York. And third, also from YOTA, Peyton Cossey. This is your consolation final, Mr. Referee. In lane 1 from YOTA, Poppy Fishburne. Lane 2, York, Sarah Geshelbach. Lane 3, Greensboro, Esme O'Neill. 4, Lynchburg, Broughton Webb. 5, YOTA, Paige Snyder. 6, Spartanburg, Marishka Ashworth. 7, Cavalier, Claire Strasheim. 8, Cavalier, Lily Sturek. At the 100, it's Esme O'Neill, 57.76. Only swimmer under 58 seconds at the 100. At the 200-yard mark, 2:00.01. That's Esme O'Neill of Greensboro, followed by Broughton Webb of Lynchburg, 2:00.16. Third, Paige Snyder, 2:00.94. Challenging for the lead now is lane number 4, Broughton Webb of Lynchburg. The halfway mark, she's 2:31.18, 2:31.60 for O'Neill, and 2:32.40 for Snyder from YOTA. All three are on pace to get the Y National Standard of 5:07.99. And surging out in front, Broughton Webb of Lynchburg, 150 yards to go. She was a 31.11 on that 50 split. There is a white Atkinson bus in the front blocking parked cars that are trying to leave without a bus driver. There's a white Atkinson bus without a driver blocking parked cars. Please move the bus. Thank you. 100 yards to go. Broughton Webb, 4:04.45. She's got a shot at the time standard. Close battle for second place. Esme O'Neill and Paige Snyder separated by 5/100ths of a second going into the final 100. Bell lap for Broughton Webb of Lynchburg. 31:41, 4:35.86, 5:07.99 is the qualifying standard. 25 yards to go for Broughton Webb of Lynchburg. And that's a new Y National standard, 5:06.20 for Broughton Webb of Lynchburg. Second, 5:09.61 for Paige Snyder of YOTA. In third, Esme O'Neill of Greensboro, 5:10.95. Let's give a round of applause for our ladies in our championship final of the 500-yard freestyle. In lane number 1, from Hickory, Catherine Simpson. In lane 2, from Lynchburg, and Margaret Holt. In lane 3, from Cavalier, Layla Welch. In lane 4, your top qualifier, also from Cavalier, Sarah Wells. In lane 5, from York, Aveline Walsh. In lane 6, from Western North Carolina, Taylor Goodwin. Lane 7, from Cavalier, Lucy Nicholson. And in lane 8, from Spartaquatics, Tegan McEnroe. This is your championship final, girls 13 and over, 500-yard freestyle. Mr. Referee. Coming into the meet, only lanes 5 and 6 have been under 5 minutes. That's Aveline Walsh of York and Taylor Goodwin of Western North Carolina. The other 6 ladies are trying to get break 5 minutes for the first time in their swimming careers. At the 100, separated by 1/10 of a second, are Sarah Wells and Aveline Walsh, 55.76 and 55.86. Taking the lead now, the 29.17 is Aveline Walsh of York. 200-yard mark. That's still lane 5, Aveline Walsh of York. Only swimmer to split under 30 seconds on that 50. She's at 154.99. Second, almost a second behind, is Sarah Wells of Cavalier. Halfway mark, Aveline Walsh still has the lead. 2:25.50. She splits 30.51. One of two swimmers under 31 on that 50. The other being lane 2, and Margaret Holt of Lynchburg. .300-yard mark, 2:55.88 for Aveline Walsh. Second, also under 3 minutes, is Sarah Wells. And third, also under 3 minutes, and Margaret Holt. While Walsh has a commanding lead, we're starting to develop a battle for second place with lanes 2 and 4, and Margaret Holt of Lynchburg and Sarah Wells of Cavalier. Holt outsplits Wells in that 50 by a half a second. She's within 1 second now, 150 yards to go. .100 yards to go. It's still Walsh. 3:57.29. The battle for second place. Less than a half a second now between Wells and Holt in lanes 2 and 4. Bell lap for Aveline Walsh of York. And your winner of the championship finals will be lane number 5, Aveline Walsh. She goes 4:58.71. Second place, Sarah Wells of Cavalier, 5:02.89. And in third from lane number 2, that's Ann Margaret Holt of Lynchburg, 5:03.60. Event number 322, boys 13 and over, 500-yard freestyle. This is your D final. Madam Referee. In lane 1 from Burlington, that's Joseph Smith. Lane 2 from Cavalier, Tommy Rockwell. Lane 3 from Greensboro, Jonathan Hensley. Lane 4 from Cavalier, Ben Charlton. Lane 5 from YOTA, Blake Zimmerman. Lane 6 from Spartaquatics, Dalton Wright. 7 from Lynchburg, Mitchell Rogers. 8 from Greensboro, Roman Simmons. At the 100, it's Jonathan Hensley of Greensboro, 52.27, followed by Charlton of Cavalier, and Wright of Spartaquatics in third out of lane 6. Charlton in first now, 121.70, 2/10 ahead of Hensley, 121.90. $151s for the top two swimmers. The YMCA National qualifying standard is a 4:45.49. At the halfway point, it's lane 4. Ben Charlton of Cavalier, followed closely by Jonathan Hensley of Greensboro, separated by a half a second at the halfway mark. Third is Blake Zimmerman of YOTA, 2:25.45. Charlton still outsplitting Hensley, that time by a 1/10 of a second. $100 yards to go, and Hensley is not making it easy on Charlton to take the win in this D final. It's about a 3/4 of a second lead. Bell lap for Ben Charlton and Jonathan Hensley. $25 yards to go. It's turned into a race. And your winner of the D final is lane number 3, Jonathan Hensley of Greensboro, 4:48.75. Second place is lane 4, Ben Charlton of Cavalier. And in third, from YOTA, Blake Zimmerman in lane 5. This is your C final, Madam Referee. In lane 1 from Upper Palmetto, Gray Rieger. Lane 2, also from Upper Palmetto, Weston Canty. Lane 3 from Cavalier, Jack Suggs DeSorbo. Lane 4 from Hickory, Max Kelty. Lane 5 from York, Charlie Brown. Lane 6 from Cavalier, Charlie Anderson. Lane 7 from Spartaquatics, Will Cornish. And in lane 8 from Upper Palmetto, Gavin Charkala. First at the 100 is lane number 1, Gray Reger of Upper Palmetto. He's out 53.90, only one in the field, under 54 seconds. About a tenth of a second behind is lane 7, Will Cornish, and in third, lane 6, Charlie Anderson of Cavalier. At the 200-yard mark, Charlie Alexander from Cavalier takes the lead, 151.82. Second is lane 1, Gray Reger of Upper Palmetto, and lane 7 is in third. That's Will Cornish of Spartaquatics. Halfway mark, 220.74 for Charlie Alexander of Cavalier. .200 yards to go. It's still Charlie Alexander of Cavalier, only swimmer in the field, splitting under 29 seconds on that 50. Alexander in lane 6 continues to increase his lead. Again, the only swimmer under 29 seconds on that 50. Lanes 1, 4, and 5 are in a battle for second place. 100 yards to go. Bell lap for Charlie Alexander in lane 6 from Cavalier Aquatics. Three-way battle for second place between Reger of Upper Palmetto, Kelty of Hickory, and Brown of York. And your winner of the C final is going to be lane 6, Charlie Alexander, 4:45.76, just off the Y National Standard. Second place is lane number 1, Gray Reger of Upper Palmetto, 2/100ths ahead of Max Kelty of Hickory. This is your consolation final, Madam Referee. In lane 1 from Cavalier, Henry Smith. Lane 2 from Chambersburg, Colin McGraw. In lane 3 from Rocky Mount, Seth Morgan. In lane 4 from York, William Reese. Lane 5 from Cavalier, Eli Rutherford. Lane 6 from Lynchburg, Graham Woodruff. Lane 7 from Chambersburg, Ethan White. Lane 8 from York, Caden Helmisick. As someone who is comfortable on the mic versus someone who's not, yeah. Coming into the 200-yard mark, that's lane 4, William Reese of York, 149.20. Also 149, that's Eli Rutherford of Cavalier. In third, lane 8, Caden Helmsey of York, also 149.81. At the halfway point, 1/10 of a second difference. William Reese of York and Eli Rutherford of Cavalier. Reese and Rutherford split the exact same 28.74 on that 50. Still 1/10 of a second apart, 200 yards to go. Reese outsplits Rutherford by 2/10 of a second on that 50, increasing his lead to 4/10. 150 yards to go. .100 yards to go. Rutherford outsplits Reese by 1/100th. 4/10 advantage for Reese. Bell lap, lane 4, lane 5. Reese gets the 900th difference on that 50. Half second difference, 50 yards to go. And William Reese absolutely crushing the last 50. He wins your B final, 4:41.16. 27-22 on the final 50. Second, Eli Rutherford of Cavalier, 4:42.57. In third, splitting 26.2 on the last 50, is Graham Woodruff of Lynchburg. Let's put our hands together for our championship final in the boys 13 and over 500-yard freestyle. In lane number 1 from Sparta Aquatics, Max Tucker. In lane 2 from Chambersburg, Gabriel Cassay. In lane 3 from Chambersburg, Alex Kazmark. In lane 4, your top qualifier from Cavalier, Ben Tungate. In lane 5 from YOTA, Eli Edmondson. In lane 6 from Spartaquatics, Wade Chandage. In lane 7 from York, Caden Fada. And in lane 8 from Lynchburg, Hudson Rice. This is your championship final. Boys, 13 and over, 500-yard freestyle. Madam Referee. At the 100, leading is lane 7, Caden Fada of York, 50.55, followed by Ben Tungate of Cavalier and Wade Chandage of Spartaquatics. At the 200, that's Fada of York, 145.96. Only swimmer under 147 at the 200 mark. 3 swimmers battling for second. 1/10 of a second difference between lanes 3, 4, and 6. At the 300, it's still lane 7, Caden Fada of York, 242.27. The entire field is splitting 28s. Fada drops down to a 27 on that 50. Only swimmer in the field under 28. Continues to extend his lead. .100 yards to go. Caden Fada of York, 337.94. Battle for second in lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bell lap, Caden Fada of York. He goes 28.08 on that 50. Lanes 3, 4, and 5, all separated by a half a second for second place. And your winner of the championship final, boys 500 freestyle, is Caden Fada, 4:33.66. Second place, 4:36.52, is Alex Kazmark of Chambersburg. Third, 4:36.99, is Eli Edmondson of YOTA. There will be a 5-minute break before the relays. There'll be a 5-minute break before the relays. We will resume at 7:38. Chambersburg, we are still awaiting your relay cars for the boys. Come on, everybody. We know you know the dance. You can blow the whistle and then I'll announce the relay. Are you ready for some relays? Event number 325, girls 13 and over, 400-yard freestyle relay. This is heat number 3, Mr. Referee. In lane 1, that's Chambersburg, A relay. Lane 2, Spartanburg, B relay. 3, Lynchburg, A relay. Lane 4, York, C relay. 5, Rays, A relay. 6, YOTA, B relay. 7, Tide, A relay. 8, Spartaquatics, C relay. At the first exchange, it's Upper Palmetto in lane 5, 52-46, followed by Lynchburg and Chambersburg. At the halfway mark, it's Upper Palmetto, followed by York and Chambersburg. It's still Upper Palmetto in lane 5, anchors away. Followed by York and Chambersburg, still your top 3. Can anyone chase them down? And your unofficial winner of heat number 3 will be Upper Palmetto. They go 3:33.01. Second is York, and third, YOTA. This is heat number 4, Mr. Referee. In lane 1, Spartaquatics A relay. 2, YOTA A relay. 3, Lowe's A relay. 4, York A relay. 5, Cavalier A relay. 6, York B relay. 7, Greensboro A relay. 8, Cavalier B relay. Your leader at the first exchange is lane 5. That's Cavalier Aquatics, 51.65. Followed by lane 3, Lowe's, 51.98. In third, York B relay, 52.74. At the halfway mark, it's still Cavalier followed by York. And Lowe's drops down to third place. And York is challenging Cavalier for the lead. They take the lead. Anchors away, lane 4, York, followed by Cavalier and York's B relay in third. "50 yards to go, still York." And your unofficial winner of the 400 free relay is York, 3:28.41. Second, Cavalier, 3:29.72. Third is the Lowe's YMCA, 3:30.43. Final event of the night, event 326, boys 13 and over, 400-yard freestyle relay. This is heat number 4. In lane 1, Upper Palmetto, B team. Lane 2, Spartaquatics, B team. Lane 3, Chambersburg, B team. 4, Greensboro, A team. 5, YOTA, B team. 6, Lynchburg, B team. 7, York, B team. 8, Tide, A team. And your leader after the first exchange is lane 8. That's Tide, followed by Lynchburg, then YOTA. Coaches, time trial heat sheets are available at the admin table. At the halfway mark, that's lane 4, Greensboro, 0.2 of a second ahead of lane 6, Lynchburg, and in third is YOTA. Coming into the final exchange, 3 teams come in together. Greensboro, YOTA, Lynchburg, separated by less than 1/10 of a second. $50 yards to go. Greensboro is in first, followed by YOTA, then Lynchburg. 25 yards to go. And your unofficial winner of heat number 4 will be Greensboro. Second is Lynchburg, and 1/100th behind YOTA. Final race of the night. This is heat number 5. Mr. Referee. In lane 1, Upper Palmetto, A-team. Lane 2, Spartaquatics, A-team. Lane 3, YOTA, A-team. Lane 4, Cavalier, A-team. 5, Chambersburg, A-team. 6, York, A-team. 7, Lynchburg, A-team. 8, Cavalier, B-team. Leading at the first exchange is lane 6, York, 45-43, followed by Chambersburg and Cavalier. At the halfway mark, it's York, followed by Cavalier, and YOTA is up into third place now. York still with the lead going into the anchor leg, followed by YOTA and Cavalier. "50 yards to go, still York, YOTA, then Cavalier." And your unofficial winner is York, 305.03. Second, YOTA, 306.75. In third, Cavalier, 308.63. Actually, that's lane 7. Lynchburg getting third place in the heat. We will begin time trials shortly.